good, fam? It's Mr. Kelly with Good to the Hood, talking about anything and everything that impacts the culture. And it's been a long time, but I got my boy here, Avery J. For those of you that ain't been keeping up, he got a group called Beast of No Nation. We'll talk about that another time, a little bit later. But my man stays on the music. So speaking of which, in hip hop, there's been a lot going on. So I kind of wanted to talk about some of that. Have you been keeping up with hip hop news?
Of course. Every day.
Okay.
Every day, man.
So what topic is hot?
I mean, I think right now for me, definitely thinking about I mean, T.I.'s last album is dropping, man. T.I.'s last album is dropping, which is
King of the South or no?
No. I mean,
okay.
You know what? King of the South in his respects. I think that it's funny when T.I. was beefing with Scarface. Lil Flip had said that Scarface is the king of the South.
Right.
Scarface, then T.I. does this weird thing where he calls Scarface and tells him he say you the king of the South, and Scarface says that title doesn't mean anything to him. He says you can have it. So to me, like, the title of being king of the South is a very it's a silly thing to say.
Sure.
It's like. It's almost like your little brother asking for the controller. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, you can have you the king of the South.
Look, I'm old school. I'm Gen X. I'm gonna ride with Scarface. I mean, Scarface to me is the king of the South. If we're gonna be doling out titles, and I appreciate Lil Flip actually even saying that. Shout out to Flip because I have interviewed him before. I mean, it's been a few years ago.
Lil Flip is a legend, man.
But Lil Flip is cool too. T.I. though, look,
T.I.'s a legend too.
T.I. is legend. You know what? So when all this, when this beef came up with him and 50, right, and T.I. and like Damani and his son King and all them started dropping diss tracks, I was like, Tip is actually dropping some music. No, like the diss track, like his diss track. So the diss tracks that Tip dropped, I felt like they were good. Damani had that one, Miss Jackson. That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was the Meet the Grams of the South to me. That was
seriously
crazy.
Yeah.
And King, I mean, he's there.
He the king of the South. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he the king of the South. But I feel like those diss tracks were good, man.
I thought they were good too. I thought that obviously like Domani kind of like took it in a whole other direction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Domani's diss track was probably the one of all diss tracks that was most memorable. I mean, 50 Cent, he was shot back on his intro to his next show.
I mean, yes, he did shoot back at his intro. So what do you think about that, where he didn't really answer it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, Tip alone dropped like 4 or 5 tracks, and then if you want to throw in with his boys through it, I mean, that's an album in itself. I mean, that was like 10 tracks. 50 did a little thing for the intro, which is cool, but that's like an additive. Like, if you would have did some more, like, that could have been like the icing on the cake.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
But I also think that like 50 Cent is 50 Cent. And what I mean by that is, like, first and foremost, 50 Cent in these years is very open about the fact that he's like, I may not be the best rapper, I may not be the best this and this and this, but I got ideas, I've got hustle, I've got vision, I've got ambition, and that outweighs a lot of things, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Another piece of that that's really important is that T.I. was actively vying for a versus against 50 Cent. He kept trying to hit up 50 Cent.
No, that's true, that's true.
50, let's do this versus, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so look, excellent segue, because recently in hip hop news, Tip was saying basically like something to the effect of the whole versus thing is basically like for poor rappers.
Yes, but I think he said poor people. So I think
poor people.
Look, listen. I took it personally.
as a former poor man,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, because I think he said that to really dismiss what a versus represents. Despite the fact that just months ago it seemed like he was damn near begging 50 for a versus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I will say this, that Tip to me, as some of the spotlight was back on him and he started dropping out dropping some of these diss tracks, and then he dropped out 2 singles, "Let 'Em Know" and "Mr. Him." I'm like, I'm actually
Hard songs.
Yeah, I'm eager for the album now.
Yeah,
I think the album comes out in a couple days.
Yeah, those songs are hard.
I'm like, look, if these 2 tracks and even the diss tracks are indicative of his album, right? I'm like, oh, it's gonna be some smoke. And then I was saying, so this made me then go back to some of the former TIA tracks or TI tracks, and I was like, you know what? He really is, like, he has a catalog to at least hold his own in the verses. I would say damn near against anybody.
I think so too.
I'm not saying he'll necessarily win against anybody, but he can hold his own because it's just 20 tracks versus 20 tracks.
Right.
He got 20 bangers.
I think he could have held his own against 50%.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And T.I. is still T.I. Like, even, I don't want nobody to ever believe that I throw shade at T.I. T.I. is, you know, somebody that I've looked up to as an artist for a long time.
Right.
You know, really applaud what he's always done with, like, not just as a solo artist, but Pimp Squad Clip. And, you know, Hustle Gang. I look back and I'm a T.I. fan.
Yeah.
But, like, I also, you know, we're human beings still, and because we're human beings, like, you know, you're still subject to me looking at what you say. It's kind of crazy.
Right.
And to me, it's kind of crazy.
No, I say that all the time. Like, people feel like some of these artists are above reproach. Like, you can't, I can still like your work, but still critique you, or critique some of your work, and maybe even critique some of your choices or decisions or whatever, right? It's, you know, we're in a society now where everybody's just so polarized. But I was, look, 50, coming out of the camp that 50 comes out of. Because look, a lot of times when diss tracks are thrown at Eminem, right? That's his boy. Eminem theoretically doesn't have to respond to none of these people.
Right.
But M does. He responded to MGK. He's responded to Benzino. He's responded to Melly Mel. Like, he's said something. So I'm like, you're a rapper. I get it. He's a businessman. 50. He's a businessman. He's got power. He's got, you know, everybody knows about his, you know, Vita Water and all this blah 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 blah. Right. But you came to the game as a rapper. You're still looked at in the culture as a rapper and a top-notch rapper. You should have dropped. It's not about the money. It's not about the business acumen. Whatever. Like, that's all. That's a whole different topic. But if we talking diss tracks, we talking about you the troll king and you trolled this man's wife. You know what I mean?
And he still trolled the kids though. He still trolled.
And he
just didn't do it in bars, which I think is, you know, somebody will look at it and be like, oh, okay.
Yes. As a fan, I want to see you spit. I want to see, you know what I mean? Like, are you so much of a artist that now you're above what got you in the game?
Yes! I'm just kidding. Because
you know who could have made that argument.
Who's that?
And hasn't? Jay-Z.
But here's the thing. Now that's a great segue.
See,
Let's get into it.
Okay. Because he just freestyled like there's something getting ready to happen with Hove.
He did. And then there's something on the way. Now the crazy thing about Hove, because Hove is like another one of those examples. You know, if it's funny because at one point I heard people say that T.I. was the Jay-Z of the South. You know what I'm saying? Which makes a lot of sense to me, especially
I think I've heard that,
in how he moves. Because Jay-Z is also somebody who, like, early this year in this interview says something to the effect of, like, you know, we could do without battling in the culture. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, he even erroneously said that battling is one of the pillars in hip hop, which it's not. It's rap. It's MCing and rapping, which is the pillar. But he says that in an interview. And then months later for the Roots picnic, which looked like an incredible show. I mean, the Roots is.
I know. I would have loved
shout out
to
to
be
the
there.
Roots. Those are the goats to me. Right before going into a set, and nobody knew he was doing that, drops that freestyle, and then goes back at everybody that had been talking about him throughout the years.
And got rid of the dreads.
And got rid of the dreads.
And the wicks and all this stuff.
I mean, was out there, you know what I'm saying, with the crazy soul low afro. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a sight to behold. But and you know, Jay-Z is still, that was a beautiful thing to see because it shows that he's not above, you know, getting down to the nitty-gritty like other MCs do. You know what I'm saying? He's still an MC to his core. Yeah,
I think Jay absolutely is.
But 50 Cent's a rapper to me. So there's a difference between a rapper and an MC.
No, that's okay.
You know what I'm saying? So Jay-Z.
So we can throw a broad net and they're music entertainment.
Right.
Okay. Now, so Jay-Z outside of that. So first of all, he called out some people and threw some shots in that freestyle. Which, look, Jay's not stupid, so I'm waiting for something else to happen. For him to say some of the things that he said.
Oh yeah.
Right. There's got to be something. He has a response ready.
You just watch the boards. Something's coming out.
There's something coming up. We can move on to another rapper in a minute here, but I do want to say this with Jay-Z is it's the 30th anniversary, I believe, of Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt,
right?
incredible album.
And exclusive, if I'm not mistaken, he is exclusively selling the cassette, CD, and vinyl at Target. Now I brought this up to one of my homeboys, and he was, I said, Jay-Z's selling his music at Target exclusively now. And he goes, "Are we still boycotting Target?" And I said, "Look, I've never been really one to really shop at Target a whole lot anyway.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm like, I venture to say yes. But with that said, is it wrong, or is it going back on the culture to go and cop this album, this 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt, from Target?
I mean, if you do it from Target, man, and that's a crazy play.
But it's an exclusive. You have to do it with
But
Target.
it shows what Jay-Z does, though, too, because Jay-Z pulled a similar thing in his position. You know what I'm saying? Now being able to do the halftime shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when he gets in, the boardroom, NFL execs and says we're past kneeling. You know what I'm saying? To kind of like undercut what Colin Kaepernick was doing, but then at the same time does this exclusive deal with Target, selling his, this is heavy memorabilia
Right.
for a monument in his career. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, like it undercuts what we as a community were trying to work on.
Yeah,
and
I can see
what we were doing with Target. Because Target revenue. Target kind of bleeding out because of our, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Because of the decision to stay away from Target, like, Target is hurting.
Right.
And Jay-Z, as he tried to save the Super Bowl halftime show, which he did, halftime shows are great now. The past few years have been great.
Yeah.
But he's trying to now show that he can probably do the same. That's just what I think. You know what I'm saying?
I
can't
mean,
speak for him. But
it's definitely an interesting move. From a business side, it's a good move. Look, from Target's side, it's a great move for them too, because it's going to help boost these sales. Like you say, they're kind of hemorrhaging cash flow here, right? Now you got Jay there, and that's going to kind of boost some sales too, because a lot of people are going to purchase. And look, let's not be fooled. Even if we don't buy, if we as the black community don't purchase this music and hip hop memorabilia from Jay from Target, we can't forget that the majority of hip hop listeners are not black.
that's true.
Right?
That's very true.
So a lot of white folks from my Gen X era that liked hip hop, they're gonna go cop the album.
they are.
So it's still Target's. It's a move Target needs to do to get some revenue.
It does two good things.
But
for Target.
but the optics are bad for Jay-Z in a lot of ways.
But now he's their black friend. If I'm thinking of Target as a corporation, as a corpus, as a body, if Target is a human being and a spokesperson, now Target's like, hey, look, we got this guy Jiggy. I mean, what are you guys gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Some of the friends are black.
We got Jiggy. What about Jiggy guy? You know what I'm saying?
So for the sake of argument, because I think it was like a $50 million deal, or upper 40s or something like that, and I'm sure there's some per piece unit extra money that goes on there. But what else could who else could he have gone to then, if not Target? And for mass distribution across the nation, I mean, maybe Walmart, but I don't even know if they sell music
too, though, because like,
do they even sell music anymore?
They do, but like, consider Walmart's clientele, Target's clientele.
Walmart doesn't sell explicit lyrics though.
They don't, so that they wouldn't have been able to do that.
So it would have been a radio edit for Walmart. Yuck.
Yeah, that would have been nasty work. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny though too, because like I'm thinking like, man, if what I would have wished is to see him hopefully piece it up with the people that, you know what I'm saying, like brought Reasonable Doubt into fruition. But of course that's not going to happen, because he dissed one of the people that helped bring it into fruition. You know, their teeth is tumbling out of their mouth. You talking about Dame, and you talking about that.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
Excellent segue. Okay, so we're just gonna be knocking all these rappers and everybody involved in this. Okay, so with Dame, aka Chatty Patty.
There you go. I didn't say that, Dame.
So here's my outlook on Dame.
What's up?
I do look. I like Dame, and for a long time, Dame was like the guy to watch because it was known when he was with Rockefeller and him and Jay were partners that he was doing the dirty work.
Yeah, and he was all in the videos dancing too.
Yeah, all up in the videos.
He was doing that.
he wasn't the dirty work. But Dame was doing the dirty work.
Yeah,
So he was having these hard conversations with the Targets, right? And with Arista, and with Def Jam, whoever, Universal,
Right,
all of
right,
whatever. And he got Jay pushed and put into a lot of places that, you know, he probably wouldn't have. And Dame was really like, you know, Dame was talking business openly when at that time we knew it was going on, but he was the most vocal, I'll say. Like we knew Dre was about business, right?
Right.
And we knew, you know, we knew Puff was about business, right? But Dame was still like gutter, and we remember him with Jay, and he was about business, and they were just making big moves, right?
Right.
So now we fast, you know, and then of course there's the whole falling out, whatever. I mean, that's a whole show in itself.
That's a saga.
But they parted ways, blah, blah, blah. And for the longest time, Dame just can't keep Jay out of his mouth.
That is
Just
very true.
always just this, and like, this is years, like, we're talking a decade later.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Trump and Obama. It's like, man, he living rent free in your head, dog. Like, you just bringing him up, like, constantly. And
He hurt though. Bro, that's hurt.
yeah, but I mean, damn, like, how long? Right?
Shit is
But
always
I will say this though. Shout out to Dame. Shout out to Dame for he got a new label.
Yes, he does.
It's a Dame. What's it called? Or Dash?
I think that, like Dash Recording Group.
Dash
something
Records
like
or
that.
Dash Record Group. Okay, so, but look, even with this, and I feel like he should have done something like that a long time ago. Like I don't know why he didn't do it. And the problem with Dame here is, so the one thing I never liked about Dame is he was always talking about you're not a real man if you got a boss and only bosses do this, and like when he clowned the whole Breakfast Club and this and
Yeah,
that.
he did. Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, bro, you clowning like 99% of America because everybody got a boss somewhere. Even as a business owner, your clients or customers are arguably your boss. Like they're the ones that are providing you the ability to sign a check or whatever, or have a check.
But it's pain though too. I think Dame, it's not a problem. It's just an observation. Dame leads with a lot of pain and a lot of hurt. So like, he's in that room during that Breakfast Club interview with a lot of people that he sees as, you know, people that counted him out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and in response to the people that count him out, what can you say? You got a boss. You call another man daddy. Da, 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 da. Like it's him. All's not fair in love in the world. I don't feel that, but like it is fair to be judgmental of things that he said in the past, because I think he's right. You know, and I mean even his actions now, because Jay-Z makes that comment, right?
Right.
And Dame Dash now, I'm not sure if this is like a way to like roll out the label or something, but like, you know, there's a diss track on the way.
There is.
You know, Cinnamon Doo. You know, he looks like he's having fun though, to his credit. But
man, look, here's the problem. Okay, here's the problem with this. Okay, first of all, kudos to Jay because Jay took a lot of hits for a long time and was quiet. But like anybody else, at some point in time, enough is enough. And so him responding to some of these people, like, okay, that's because, look, Dame been talking for over a decade. Jay didn't say nothing. And when he did say something, he's like, Dame will figure it out. Like, Dame's a smart dude. He was still kind of bigging him up. And, you know, and Dame, the nerve of Dame to have his teeth fall out of his mouth at one point in time, right? And then he's bringing this new artist. And I'm not trying to crap on nobody's artist. I don't knock the, you know, look, I don't hate the players in the game at all. But he got an artist, I don't know if you've heard of her, called Nikki Licky.
I heard the record, man.
Trash. Look, I don't want to be that dude, but I will be that dude. I've heard like 3 tracks from her. And most recently, this diss track that you brought up that Dame has with her, with the breast smell like doo-doo and this and that. I'm like, you've been in the game too long for these barely Dr. Seuss lines. Like, what are we doing, bro?
Publicity, man.
God.
Publicity.
Because it's so cringe. I'm like, ugh.
And not only are we talking about it, but everybody in the culture is talking about it. I mean, like, brothers like Wayno, you know what I'm saying? Like, Wayno got a great video on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Company Man's got a great video on it. You know what I'm saying?
I think Joe Budden then talked about it.
Joe Budden, of course, they're talking about it. Like, it's a conversation.
But they're not talking about you in a good way, per se.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, and some people do still live by the idea that, you know, all publicity is good publicity. It's publicity. Now, I don't necessarily share in that, idiom or that idea, but
Right.
I do hope that this is setting him up for the next big thing.
Depending on your brand, I guess that's applicable. Dame already has name, and so that's why I don't know why he's necessarily going this route. And my thing is, Dame talked so reckless that he had to sign an artist like Nicki Licky.
You think so?
Dude, because look, this is Dame Dash, bro, from The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
If he didn't talk so reckless and so crazy, you mean to tell me he couldn't get Fab to do a little something? He couldn't have gotten maybe even Beans to do a little something?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he definitely could have got some OGs, and even with that not being said, he could have, with some of the new artists, out of all the new artists, 'cause look, if you go through YouTube, there's some no-name artists that are like, wow, they spitting fire.
Yeah.
You got this chick, like, she's horrible.
But I mean, also think about at some point, of course, Jay-Z and Beans had their issue, but Jay-Z bought out Beans at that picnic, man.
Okay,
He brought
sure.
out Beanie, he brought out, the Young Guns, like he brought
Right.
out Freeway, you know what I'm saying? Like he brought
Yeah.
out all these artists that at one point Dame Dash had championed, but like that is just kind of like.
But Dame could still have scooped up somebody.
He could have.
And all of New York, all of Philly, all of Chicago, like, come on, like, he could have got somebody.
He got Nicki Licky.
He did get Nicky. Look, man, I've been posting just a lot of music. I've really done a lot of these shows, right,
Yeah.
where we talking about topics. She alone is gonna make me come out of retirement and stop putting mixtapes.
You about to get back? You about to get back at it?
Man, this is crazy.
I'll play the bass line for you, though.
Oh, look, okay. We have to do something because
Yeah.
I just look, and I do like a lot of female artists. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of female artists, so it's not because she's a female artist. I mean, I think even actually it was me and you that did a top 10.
We did.
Female artists in hip hop.
I mean, there are incredible female artists here in our city. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that if anything,
Snow the Product has been making a lot of moves this past few weeks.
Snow the Product's always been crazy.
Yeah. And she, back then she was an honorable mention, I think, on my list, but I think I might officially put her on the top.
Snow's
Officially on the
nuts.
top 10.
I think that like if anything though, we can look at what is happening with Dame's new venture. You know what I'm saying? And and really just kind of say like, hey, something's on the way. Something big is on the way.
And
it also inspires us to continue doing our thing too. Because I'll tell you what, I listened to that record, and while it's like obviously not my favorite thing to listen to, you know what I'm saying? But like, it is still something that's like, okay, you can still get out your dreams, man. You can still do your thing, because to his credit, he looks like he's having fun too. He looks like he's having.
Does he?
He does.
Maybe I'm gonna have to look back at some of this.
He looks like he's having some fun.
He looked like he's stressed to me. Maybe we should make a track called GoFundMe. All right, look, that's enough on this topic for the hip hop artists. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We're gonna be doing some more shows coming here. Shout out to my boy Avery J, Beast of No Nation. I'll go ahead and put that link down in the description there, so you can go ahead and check him out. But until next time, this is Mr. Kelly with Good to the Hood. Peace.